Allie's already ordering breakfast up top, so and then we're gonna get on the road in a little while.
Breakfast.
We're live, breakfast.
Wait, are we are we really live? Hi, it's William Bowles. And if it's 2:01 p.m. Eastern time, it must be Ask the Agents. Hello, everybody. I'm not wearing a suit and tie today, and I'm outside, and so is Samuel Austin Hoffman. So I'm a licensed real estate broker with the Core Group in New York City, and Sam is a licensed real estate salesperson with the Core Group in New York City, and we are Ask the Agents, and we're live every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And so we answer your questions about real estate and everything else. Send us your questions. So we're super cash today because it's July 3rd. And Sam's getting us up and running on our different
Good.
pages. I'm actually going to bring us up on my phone so I can see that we're live and monitor any questions because this all happened very quickly for me. So I am in a town called Roxbury, Connecticut, which is where I'm fortunate enough to have a weekend house. So I'm sitting out on my porch. So let's see. Oh, and it's, by the way, it's 1,000 degrees and 1,000% humidity. So let me just take a look here. Sam, where are you today?
I am still in Napa, California,
Hmm. Hmm. So
but I
let's
will be
see.
back tomorrow morning.
You'll be back in the city tomorrow morning. That sounds good. And tell me, Sam, what you just did something. What did you just do?
What did I just do?
You just got a massage.
Oh, I just got a
That's
massage.
why
I'm
you
like,
look
wait,
like
what did I do? Like, what did I do?
that's
I
why
just got
you
a
look like
massage.
it's
Yeah,
why you look like you just woke up. I said to Sam he looked like he just woke up and he said it's
I just
because
woke
he
up and I
just got a
still look this good. It's crazy, right?
massage. Okay, so now I see us up on our Facebook page. So if you're watching us, looks like we have a few people jumping on. Feel free to chime in and ask us what questions you have. Also, I'm sure you're curious why we are so casual today. It's because we're not in the city, but we're still working. So look at that. So I have a couple of things. I thought I would show this. I just started reading the new David Sedaris book. It's probably backwards. That's what the way it works on this, isn't it? Anyway,
Yeah, it's always the way
Calypso.
it
It's the
works.
first fiction I've read in a very long time. But I've read most of David Sedaris's books, so that's something that I'm doing this week. Sam, what's something that you're doing this week?
I'm wrapping up my continuing ed to renew my real estate
Wow,
salesperson license.
that sounds fun.
Oh, it's always a great time. But no, my license will then be good until 2020 of August. So,
Wow. All right, August of 2020. Those of you that don't know, real estate people have to be licensed, and we have to get our license updated every 2 years. And so Sam's doing. I have to do my next year. So there you go. What else did I want to talk about today? Well, Sam, what did you want to talk
I
about today? We didn't have any pre-show, so what do you want to talk
I
about?
want to talk about the no comment from this Mr. Bowles. Oh,
No comment from what?
I didn't. Did you
Oh,
see my
oh,
picture?
I actually didn't see it. I actually didn't see it. So this is the first time I'm seeing it because I've been on vacation and not really paying attention. Tell me about the pie. Tell me about the pie.
Amazing.
Was it
It's their
really amazing, or are
famous
you just
pie.
saying that?
Actually, I don't know how to get this to stop now, but it's their famous pie. And as I said, this one is for William Bowles. We got the at
It's
Mustard's
oh,
Grill
I'm
in
you
Napa,
know what?
California.
See,
The
it's
lemon.
even better that I'm getting to see it now live on the show with you. But you're
Look at
right,
that
it's like
meringue.
stuck. It's it's stuck, which is
I
kind of
can't get it to
amazing.
stop. So, but yeah, I
Is that
thought
a,
that was a
is
nice
that
little.
a, all right? So is it as good as I built it up to be?
It was incredible, but it was even better was the pork chop that they are world famous for. They actually have a sign out front that's saying sold over 1 million pork chops.
I can't remember. I might have had the pork chop.
I'm
That
sure
sounds
you did
vaguely
because it's like the
familiar.
thing they gravitate
It's like
towards,
the
like almost.
thing.
It's like yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
thing. It's like you don't go there without getting that, or the lemon is their thing too.
I do love me a good pork chop. I have to say that. I do love me a
Mm,
good pork chop. So, all right. So
need
that's
some
what. So
more.
So your thing this week is that picture. My thing this week is this.
Your book.
I'm reading the David Sedaris book. What else is going on? Well, some actually some real estate numbers came out today. Did you see that, Sam?
I have not yet, but I will.
Well,
Consider.
pretty much a real estate show. Let me pull this up and tell you. So the numbers were a little.
A little. You lost us there. You lost us there, William. For those of you still watching here, my colleague's internet service is a little bit spotty at his house in Connecticut. But I guess that's the way he likes it, to be remote, be cut off from the world, like a wilderness like thing. No, I'm sure his house is near other houses and stuff like that. But hopefully he'll be back soon. He was about to give us some numbers. I can actually give you those numbers. I'm just now checking my emails because it's 3 hours.
Am I back?
You're back.
I'm
So you were
back.
about to say those numbers and then you paused. I filled.
Yeah, so basically, I have actually, I have four different Wi-Fi's to log on to, and they eventually all die. But that is
I
hopefully
explained
being
that you
taken care
basically
of.
like to be cut off from society when you're away home.
You're actually almost right with that. But you know what? I will tell you, there is work going on this week, and the good news is we can do work when we're even not in the city. I'm trying to find the email that we got this morning
Here,
about.
it's right here. I have it in front of us. Hold on, I'll
Okay,
put
you
it on
got it.
the
Okay.
screen.
So so what are the headlines on that? Let's see.
Hold on, I'll open it and I will put it up on the screen so that everyone can
Wait.
see. I
All
think
right,
it's
while you're doing that, I think I got the headlines for us. Let's see. Second
wait.
quarter market
Why not?
activity
Oh, wait, this is not
cooled.
it. This is not it.
All right.
Sorry.
It's okay. So second quarter market activity cooled. Let's see. What does it say? Manhattan experienced fewer closed sales and signed contracts, as well as high inventory levels and steadying prices compared to a year ago. The effects of the new tax law, high real estate taxes, volatility in the financial markets all contributed to dampering of buyers. I don't know, that's obscured. So we sort of knew all that. Let's see, market-wide closed sales decreased 14%. Contract signs decreased 9% compared to last year. So let's see. Closings in Q2 responded to diminished buyer urgency. There were still nearly 3,200 closings, which was a 26% increase over last quarter. That's interesting. So
Hmm.
even though the numbers sound a little bleak, more closings last quarter.
Yep.
Um, oh, actually, and they're saying it reflects a typical Q2 seasonal uptick in buyer activity. Let's see, Manhattan market-wide prices were unchanged from last year. Average sale price of 2.15 million was essentially the same
And the
as
the
Q2
last one's
2017.
big.
Why don't you take the last one?
Inventory increased by 17% market wide this quarter to 7,491 units.
Hmm.
That's a good sign,
And
I
let's,
think. I mean,
well, look at this. This is interesting. Look at the fine print. Co-op inventory rose most, up 26% year over year. Resale condos increased by
yeah.
11%. So the majority of the business that we do are co-ops, and that's actually a really interesting tidbit. Basically up 26% in a year co-op inventory. Doesn't surprise me terribly because co-op inventory, I mean, if you go out there and you look at it, the inventory is increasing, and you do not see that many contracts falling in. So hold on one second. Okay. So Sam, how's the weather out there?
So this past weekend, we had a wedding out here this past weekend, and it was burning hot. I think it was Saturday. I was
Really?
outdoors in a tuxedo, and it was
Been up
101
basically up
degrees on Saturday.
basically up 20. Wow, that's hot for up there,
Yeah,
right?
but now it has cooled down. It's in the 70s. Now it's in the 70s. What's funny is they had a fire I mean, they have so many fires over here, unfortunately, in California, but they had a fire on Friday, I guess it started. We had no idea. Sunday afternoon, you could see the cloud. I posted a picture on my Instagram. You could see the clouds, like the sky was like orange, a burnt orange color. And you kind of like Sunday evening, there was ash, and Sunday all day, ash on people's cars and stuff. But all fine. I mean, it's just something that's unfortunate out here. They do have a lot of fires that happen, especially this time of year.
That is. That's not good. None of that is good.
Oh,
I'm scooting around to get out of the sun a little bit. So I tell you, well, but everyone's okay. Is the fire out?
yeah. I think the fire's out by now. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it seems like it. Yeah.
It's easy.
Well, I mean, you never
Well,
know
let's
because
see.
they could be like 1,000 miles away. I mean, not 1,000 miles away, but it could be like an hour away. Excuse me, and
Well,
you won't know.
and that's the way that I know that the fires don't. It's like hard to get them out quickly
It's
out there. So
extremely because the
anyway,
wind just spreads them and it's dry, and what can you do?
well, as long as everyone's okay. So we don't have fires here, but I'll tell you what I'm fighting this weekend. So every year, July 4th week up in the country, something happens, and it is the arrival of an insect called Japanese beetle. Sam, have we ever talked about Japanese beetles?
No.
Okay, all right. So let me tell you about Japanese beetles. They attack certain things like so we have a cherry tree right out here, and I always find them on the cherry tree. We just planted a red maple over there, and they're on the red maple, and they're on these little shrubs called Rose of Sharon. So what they do is they'll like eat the entire like you'll be left with just like bark and twigs because they will completely eat all the leaves. And it's amazing. They hatch every single year, July 4th week. It's as if they're extremely patriotic. Although I'm sure it's weather driven, but anyway, so I've been spending a lot of the past few days picking Japanese beetles off of my trees, my shrubs, and anyway, I won't tell you what I do with them, but yes, that is that's what they look like, and look at that. That's sort of, yeah, that's exactly what they look like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they
yeah.
look like, Japanese beetles.
Yeah, look at that.
I don't know what
If you can find anything online about how to get rid of them, I have my tree guy coming in a couple of days. But we had a long conversation earlier about the beetles, and it's interesting. I don't know if you have any pictures there. Oh, the one where they're
Oh,
all clustered
hold on,
together, because
hold
I
on.
don't know if they're having like an orgy or what, but they all
Oh,
pile on top.
lovely. We went
Look,
there.
they all pile on top of each other, and they
You
seem to be
actually
really
seen
happy.
that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. If it weren't so dang hot and my internet connectivity would better, we would walk over to my cherry tree and you would see
There's
plenty
that
of
many?
piles. Oh, there's like thousands of them. There,
Oh,
it's
those
like
are big
it,
too. They
no,
look really
but you
big.
know, no, they're actually not very big. They're like they're like the size of my pinky fingernail or a little bit bigger. But and they don't bite or anything because you can just like sort of pick them off. But wow, are they annoying if
Do they get into the
are
house?
worried. They do not get into the house, although I had my pest control guy out this week, and that was one of his questions. He was concerned they're getting in the house. They don't get in the house. No, they just, you know what? Because there's nothing for them to eat in the house because they want to eat my trees and shrubs. So, if
I didn't know
anyone
you had a
listening,
cherry tree.
what's that?
I didn't know you had a cherry tree.
Well, it's a flowering cherry tree, but it didn't flower so much this year.
Oh, so not actual cherries.
It is that tree. See, it sort of
Yep.
looks like an umbrella. Yeah. Anyway,
That's a
so
really nice
it's
backyard, well maintained.
well, that's the front yard, but thank you.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. Well, that's a nice front yard.
Sam's like, I have no idea. I've never been invited.
Yeah, I haven't. I know you do have a pool in the backyard, so that makes sense.
I do have a pool back there. Let's see if I can give you a little shot of the pool since we're on a laptop.
Oh,
Can
let's
you
see.
sort of see it? You see some orange umbrellas
Yep,
back there?
yep, you
Anyway.
can see it.
Yeah, there you
Very
go.
cool.
I am very fortunate to have a place to go on the weekend.
What's the
But
degree difference here from there in the city?
well, let me tell you, because I'm
Oh,
sweating like crazy right now. So it's 91 here,
okay.
91 here, and in New York City, 91. It feels like 191. In New York City, it's 84. We're hotter.
Wow.
You know why?
I wouldn't have
You know
guessed
why?
that.
No, you know why?
Yep.
Because no, you know what? It's gonna rain here in the next couple of hours. It's actually cooling off. So the cooler weather is headed our way, which is good. It's kind of been like a heat wavy kind of thing. It's been, it's been sort of interesting. Um, but Sam, you're flying back tomorrow. Is that right?
We're taking a red eye tonight at like 11:30, and
Oh,
then we land. I mean, it's the best way to do it. And then we land at like six. No, it's 7:14 a.m.
and see, it's funny that you say it's the best way to do it. I would say, oops, I would say it's the worst way to do it. I can't do,
Wow.
I absolutely cannot do red eyes. Red eye's not my thing.
But like, so for me, especially coming from west to east, I feel like if you go any other time, you're wasting an entire day because it's really a 9-hour flight if you take in a time difference.
But here's the thing, if you're old like me and you can't deal with
Sleeping on a plane.
and you can't deal with losing a night of sleep, you waste a day anyway.
No,
So there you go.
that's true. I just feel like, and I don't sleep that well on planes either, so I'll take like a nap, maybe an hour, hour and a half, whatever. Get home, drop our bags, maybe sleep for a couple more hours, and then we have the full day to like recuperate. That's why we're coming back on the fourth. That way we have a full day to like just unwind, recuperate, get our stuff situated, and then back on the grind on Thursday.
So, and you have property showings and things this week?
We have an open house this coming Sunday at our
We do have
beautiful
an open
two
house coming
bed or one
Sunday.
and a half bed, two bath. What?
Well, I said we do have an open house this coming Sunday, but please do
We
tell us
do.
about that open house.
We do. No, it's from 1:30 to 3 or 1 to 2:30, I believe. I got to double check on that one. But it's obviously posted all over the place. I'll check on it now. It is a one and a half bedroom, two bath, gorgeous apartment, I guess Gramercy Murray Hill on 24th between 2nd and 3rd, duplex. And it's, yeah, I'm not toting it or anything, but it is really great location, great apartment, and under $1 million. Did I mention that? That's a hard find in New York.
Well, it is a hard find in New York, under $1 million, and I will say this: it's basically a two-bedroom for under a million
Hmm.
dollars. We can't
Hmm.
technically call it a two-bedroom because the second bedroom, which has an ensuite bathroom and is more than the size of most second bedrooms,
Does
it
not
does not
have.
have a window, so therefore we cannot call it. So, and thank you, Street Easy, for not letting us call it a two-bedroom.
The
We
conglomerate.
tried. Trust me, we tried.
I'm gonna
Anyway,
work
so
on
that'll
that
be
more.
exciting.
That's
So
like ridiculous.
no, it is ridiculous. So you're showing that on Sunday. I actually have a buyer we can talk a little about since we barely even talked about real estate.
Let's hear
I have a
it.
buyer who's involved in a high. Well, I have a buyer who's involved in the highest and best scenario in Brooklyn right now. So thought it might be interesting to talk a little bit about what you do and how you coach your buyer in a buyer's highest and best scenario. And I don't know
Let's
what you
hear
think
it.
about it, Sam, but my take always is, first of all, it's got to be the buyer's number, right? Can't be the agent's number. The agent, I guess, can give you his or her opinion, but it really should be your number, buyer.
Absolutely
And then
right.
it should be a number that if you don't win the seal, so highest and best is basically sealed bids, right? So if you don't win that sealed bidding, then you should feel like you gave it your best shot at win, then you're like, you know what, just leaving the money on the table. Felt good about the number, wasn't meant to be. So you want it between that number, and then you don't want to go too high, so that if you do win the bidding, you're like, I can't believe I bid that much for this apartment. I don't want to pay that, and then you get buyer's remorse. So it's got to be that sweet spot. I mean, going high enough, but not going too high, and so we're coaching. My associate Laura and I have a buyer that we're working with out in Brooklyn, and we're coaching our buyer to sleep on it, give us your best bid, knowing that this is your last shot. If you really want the house, then um, give us a good number. So what are your thoughts on that, Sam?
Absolutely right. I mean, the last thing in the world you want to do, obviously, you want your buyer to find a home, of course. And, sometimes buyers, are in need of a home sooner or more immediately than others. But at the end of the day, you do not want your buyer to have remorse. You don't want them to feel like they overpaid for something. You don't want a bitter taste in their mouth. Because that's just when things get really, sticky and it's not great. Um, no, I mean, I guess for when I'm working the buyer or whatnot, from day one, you start seeing as much as you can. Never see enough properties. I honestly preview a lot on my own. I'd say about 50-50. I probably go to a lot of properties on my own, honestly, for my buyer. So I'll go, I'm that agent that shows up and, hey, I'm previewing for my buyer. And because more I do that because I have flexibility, whereas, maybe my buyer has a 9 to 5 job or a 9 to 6 job and they can't get around to it. So I'll see stuff, and then that way I don't have to waste their time. That's just one of the many things that a salesperson or a broker does for their buyer. Is why you hire us. And then, from there we narrow it down. They find a place, great. And then, yes, if it's a hot place or whatnot and has multiple bids, they have many different things that come down to it. They do best and final. They do, they kind of have a bidding war, which is never, I sometimes I don't think is the greatest. But yeah, you never want your buyer to feel like he or she is overpaying or just, feel bitter about it.
Right. I agree with everything you said. I don't think that there are a lot. I think you see fewer and fewer quote bidding wars, and like a lot of people use the term bidding war no matter what, but a bidding war really is like you have buyer A and buyer B, and you're sort of pitting them against each other to run it up. This is not the market for that, let me tell you. So the sealed bid situation I think makes sense. Yep.
Why would, let's say you have a listing and you're the broker on the listing, why have a bidding war? I mean, why let the offers, tell them they're this number or this, whatever, as opposed to doing best and final? I mean, obviously you just voiced that you think a closed bid is the way to go, but why do some brokers do it one way?
Because I personally think it's much more civilized and fair to do the seal bid thing. I think people feel less manipulated in that scenario. If you're pitting A against B or A against B against C, you're really never supposed to sort of disclose what someone's offer is. And that's what I always tell to people. You have agents call up and they're like, oh, I know you have another offer. Just tell me what it is. My go-to on that is I can't tell you what it is, just like you wouldn't want me telling someone else your bid, right? That's not fair. So, and that usually shuts them up for the most part.
And you can say like it's close to ask or it's a little low. I mean, you can say stuff like that, but you never really supposed to give a number.
You know what? I'll say things like that. I'll say close to ask or things like that. If I have a bid that's much lower than the other bids, and I want to make sure that, because again, we have a fiduciary responsibility to our seller client to get them the best terms, right? And so by me telling someone that we have something that's in the ballpark of asking price, telling the client's best interest. Because this particular buyer and their agent may think that, oh, well, there's no way they have asking price, right? So you're coaching them in a way. You're not giving away specific terms of the other because you're working on the behalf of your client, and it's your job to get the client the best terms. So I'll say vague things like that. It's very rare that I'll give any specifics because again, I don't think that's my place to do that, and I don't think it serves my client well. But it's interesting, earlier we were talking about, numbers down, inventory up, all that, but yet there's still a highest and best scenario. So no matter the market, you can always be in a competitive situation, and it's important to sort of know how to navigate. Obviously, if you have any questions about that, anybody, you will let us know. Sam, do we have any questions that have come in? I have not been monitoring Facebook. I've been not paying attention.
No, Mark Bussolet wrote, that's some pie. And that's it, really. We had our buddy Mitch watching.
Oh, that's some pie. Oh, speaking of pie, I made a new pie this weekend. It was a lemon meringue pie, but instead of meringue, it was basil whipped cream. So it was a lemon pie with basil whipped cream. It was really good. It was really good.
Did you make whipped cream?
I did. I made the whipped cream. I made the whipped cream and put basil in it.
I love making whipped cream, and I would do a bourbon, like a vanilla bean bourbon one. I love making whipped creams. So good.
Well, it is one of the easier things to make, which is good, and of course it's like a little bit of sugar and cream and everything, but it is it's definitely.
The basil. So tell me how you did that. So you just chopped up fresh basil and put it in the whipped cream?
I did. I believe it called for 2 cups of whipping cream, and then you put your sugar in. Which, by the way, I learned a trick. You put powdered sugar in. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I never knew.
What did
I
you?
never knew to do the powder.
It's powdered sugar, heavy cream, and then whatever else you want.
I always did regular sugar, and then you would get the
Oh
sugar
no, it
granules
makes
and
it
the
more
cream.
fluffy and
I
thicker and
know the
just
powdered sugar. Like I don't know why
you
I
get
didn't
the
know that. Anyway, I
granulated
learned that.
with the.
I know, and it would frustrate me. So anyway, powdered sugar I used, and then I want to say it called for a quarter cup of basil. So a quarter cup of basil to 2 cups of the whipping cream, and then the whipping cream just caused the layer on top, and it's a refrigerated pie. And then the lemon part was lemon zest, lemon juice, cornstarch to hold it together.
Egg,
What else? Sugar. Can't remember. There was one more thing in it.
egg.
It was really good though. It's good. Good stuff. Yeah.
Kind of really good.
Summertime for
You
me
chop
is.
up that basil.
Oh yeah, you chop up the basil really small, but then you garnish it a little bit with a couple basil leaves on top. So good stuff.
I, I'm gonna give my July 4th barbecue tip here, or one of my like
What is
favorite
that?
recipes I always make. So there's a place or in Houston, Texas, where I grew up, called Beck's Prime, and it's a burger joint. Whatnot. They have burgers and baked potato, chicken sandwiches, whatever. One of the things they have is a hot dog sandwich. So, and I always loved it to this day because I love a hot dog.
What is a hot dog sandwich?
So you at the store, they're like the hot dogs, how sometimes they come in we're not talking the real long ones, we're talking the regular size. They come in like a 4 pack, they're like they're almost connected to each other and like a
Sure.
thing, they break apart. So this though, you literally get that 4 pack and you just cut off a little bit of the bottom so they're still connected to four, and then you throw that on the grill. So it's almost like a
Oh,
patty, a hot dog, and it is.
yeah.
I wish I could find it, and it is very good. It's one of my favorite July 4th. And then you put on like the ketchup or mustard or relish, whatever you want to do. Put that on a
So you're
hamburger
eating.
bun, and it is
So
money.
you're eating hot dogs on a hamburger bun.
Pretty much, Max Prime, a hot dog. Let's see if I can find a picture so people can understand what I'm even saying, because I don't even sometimes understand what I say. Yes, okay, here we go. Bingo. And they have a money shot here. Here we go.
Hot dogs on a hamburger
Bingo.
bun coming up.
Hopefully help you guys.
Celebration
It
of
is
July 4th.
it is amazing.
Um, wow, interesting. That is not something I would ever order, Sam, but it's good to know that you like it.
Oh yeah, what did I do? Hold on here. So this one. No, I'm telling you, but I mean, you do it at home. It's super easy. It's honestly like the best thing. I mean, and it's really good. It's something different because obviously people make their barbecue chicken, they make their, hamburgers or cheeseburgers, whatever you got going on. That's just an easy dish.
It is certainly different. Let's see, what I don't even know. Actually, tomorrow,
Are you gonna barbecue tomorrow or grill?
no, we're actually not going to barbecue tomorrow. We have to go to Hudson, New York, to check out some things for a family wedding that's later in the year. So we are going to be on
Are,
the road tomorrow.
are you gonna say hi to our
And
favorite colleague, Curtis Ryan?
you know what? It is possible that I'm going to be able to stop by and say hello to Curtis, who has a home near Hudson. Yes, yes,
Yes.
that is potentially in the works. So,
That's right.
um,
That's right. I forgot you have a wedding coming up there.
I have a wedding coming up in September. Yes, not my own, but family members. So we're going to be doing that tomorrow. You're going to be
I'm going to
red-eyed
be landing
and
in New York
exhausted.
City. I don't know if it'd be before you wake up. I doubt it though. No, you wake up early.
I get up early. I definitely get up early, but I'm glad that I'll be getting up for a restful night's sleep, and you will be getting off the red eye. So that will be
I will be just fine. Thank you very much.
we'll be
That would
having
be great because then
two very
I'll wake,
different experiences.
I'll wake up and then I'll go home. My beautiful wife will unpack us at
Here's
some point.
Ruben. Here's Ruben saying
Hello,
hello.
Ruben.
Hey, buddy,
Very
how
nice
are
to
you?
Ruben, you know
see
you're live
you.
on Facebook right now, and it stays on everyone's
Congrats.
side. Yeah.
Congrats, buddy. When are you coming up
How are you
here?
doing?
When are you coming up here to visit?
I don't know. I've never been invited, sir.
Oh,
Hey, Mazel Tov on the wedding, buddy. Congrats.
Thank you very much, Ruben. Pleasure.
I'm looking
Okay,
forward to
William,
hanging
you can
out
go
with
now. Ruben and I must do some talking. Welcome to the Facebook Live. Bye. What a
you.
wonderful husband. What a wonderful
but
guy.
yes, he's the best. He's the best. I
Very
don't think he
nice.
really conceptualizes that he understands.
And Ruben, we are matching in bathing suits. I have mine on too.
Turtles, yeah. I do
Yes,
have
I
a
have
baby.
sea turtles on.
Very nice, very nice. Well, that was a wonderful way to wrap up the show, wasn't it? A
It
little
was.
surprise, guys. Trust
It
me, he has
was. It
no
was.
he has no clue that that's going to be on our Facebook timelines forever. He has
It
no
was
clue.
gonna. I hope they capture that shot. I hope that shot's the shot. That'll make my day.
All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
So
true. So that's it, I guess, for this week. Next week we'll be back in the city and we'll be doing our thing. Hope that everyone enjoyed a little bit more casual Ask the Agents. Let's see. Do we have any guests coming up, Sam? I don't know. We need to come up with some
I
guests.
think you know what we got to check. Yeah, because we're gonna have a few guests this month. Because I'm definitely gonna reach into that. I know I keep saying that, but
Yeah. I have an idea too. There is a woman who is a meditation coach who I think might be fun for us to have as a
that'd be
guest. So
nice. We can
I
meditate
will-
on the show.
that would be nice. She does meditation via Skype. We did it. We did. I did a session with her a few weeks ago, and it was
And
great. I definitely zoned out into a
I'm
wonderful
looking forward to
space.
that.
Well, listen, safe travels, my friend. We will see you. We will see you when you get back,
Wow.
and we will see everyone next Tuesday. So please like this and love this and share this, and we have fun doing it every week, and we hope that you have fun watching it. And there you go. What else you got? Anything else, Sam?
I hope everyone has an amazing 4th of July. Happy Independence
Happy
Day.
July 4th.
Greatest country in the world most of the time.
That's
No, I'm just kidding,
right.
all the time. And
That's
we'll see everyone very, very soon. And once again, got that awesome open house this Sunday, and I'm around the rest of the week to show any and everything you want to see.
nice beard, by the way.
Yeah, usually I shave once every Sunday, but so I'm a couple days late on this.
All right. Enjoy. See everybody next week. Bye.
Bye.